Dead by Daylight is one of those games where if you try to explain it to a person who's never even heard of it before, they think you're mentally insane. Regardless of how you feel about Dead by Daylight, the lore inside of it is pretty interesting, but confusing. And sometimes it can lead to things getting slightly altered or straight retconned entirely. Like the nurse being a tragic character, losing her husband in a logging accident, having to be forced to work 2 decades inside an asylum, slowly being driven to madness until she killed all the patients in the area and burned the asylum down before getting found and picked up before she was taken into the fog. But in her tome cutscene, it shows a completely different story, showing her mercilessly killing a man via lethal injection like they were nothing. How does that make sense for her character? Like I said, confusing, but interesting. But I'm not going to be explaining the lore. If you want that, go watch Pixelbush. That guy does it way better than I ever could. Instead, we're tackling theories that I made up, and what better way than celebrate FNAF's entry into the fog by making a theory video before it releases. If you like this content, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe button to never miss a video like this. If we get the videos to 10 likes, I'll make a video about Sable Ward. When Springtrap got taken into the fog, it was before the events of FNAF 3, but right after he'd gotten spring-locked into the spring Bonnie suit. When the walls broke down, he heard a child's laugh inside the kitchen. Walking in expecting his new victim to be waiting, he instead encountered a dark fog, then got taken. Pretty simple, right? Well, there's some plot holes to his lore. Whenever you select Springtrap in the character menu, he will sometimes make references to events that never even happened yet, like the Darkest Pit of Hell line.
Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole, so don't keep the devil waiting, old friend.
Or the Rockstar Foxy line.
Yarg, you play with fire, and sometimes you get burned.
But he was taken before FNAF 3, so how would he be able to know those lines? Well, I have a theory that the entity showed William his future before he got taken into the fog. We all know by now that the entity manipulates and shows the characters things that aren't actually there to tempt the survivors into walking into the fog or manipulating the killers into actually killing the survivors. We've seen this with Felix when he sees his father walking into a fog after giving him a disapproving look, and with the twins when Charlotte sees Victor pop out of her chest and run into a dark fog with her quickly following behind him. Even with Thalita in a sense where she sees the realm as a little beach, but Renato sees a dark forest ahead of them. What I think happened was William was a bit hesitant to walk through the fog and start killing for an eternity, but the entity showed him the future where he was banished into hell and tortured by his own creations in hell for all eternity. Rather than letting Henry win because his ego wouldn't allow it, he'd rather be pallet stunned and blinded by survivors to getting killed by the animatronics, because at least then he would have a chance to kill the survivors. When Behavior announced that there would be 2 legendary skins, the last thing people were expecting to see was Glitchtrap, which kind of puts some things in perspective. Who is inside the rabbit suit if not William Afton? How legendary cosmetics work in Dead by Daylight is that it changes the survivor into an entirely different character. Like for example, some of Cheryl's skins are legendary, which are James Sunderland, Sybil Bennett, Lisa Gardner, and Maria. Another example is Trevor Belmont and Steve Harrington's legendaries, who are Alucard and Soma for Trevor, and Jonathan Byers for Steve. So if legendaries change the characters into an entire different person, who the hell is Glitchtrap? Well, from what you saw with the title of the segment, I fully believe Glitchtrap is the Mimic, which half-heartedly confirms with the legendary status. Let me explain. So, long story short, the Mimic is an endoskeleton that is able to mimic behaviors it is being shown. And after Evan Murray destroys the Mimic at the end of his story, the chip and the code was still intact, so Fazbear Entertainment salvaged the parts and installed it into their game Help Wanted, which was supposed to be a jab at all the rumors being spread about the company at the time. But the Mimic program manifested the killer into a physical virus known as the Glitchtrap virus that took over Vanessa. What I think is happening here is that the entity took the Glitchtrap virus and transformed it into a physical being able to kill and roam the realm like a real human, mimicking the things it saw during its time inside the game of Help Wanted. Unfortunately, I have nothing for the Yellow Rabbit skin. Feel free to comment your theories about him in the comment below, but as far as I know, his character is pretty fleshed out within the movie. Well, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I had a lot of fun theorizing how Springtrap knows the lines, that never happened yet, and who Glitchtrap is. I tried really hard thinking of one for the Yellow Rabbit, but in the end, I got nothing. But if you like this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. If you made it this far, comment down a bear emoji so I know who stuck it out. If you want more videos like this, I am making a video about Sable Ward, so stay tuned for that. As always, stay awesome, guys.